Hi Virgo, welcome to your Virgo July 2021 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James. For those of you who are just stopping by for the first time, and for the subscribers, great to see you again. Much love and affection to you always. Now, let's see what there is underway here, and we're going to see what's in store, shall we? Now, I'm going to do some 5 cards is what we're going to pick this month. Now the 5 cards will be all that is necessary, because I think you and I have found in my readings, there's the Ace of Cups, that each of the cards is actually jam-packed full of information that's necessary to get you through there. There's the 5 of Swords. What is this one here? There is the Sun in the middle of the spread. Let's have a look. Well, it doesn't get any better than that. There is the 6 of Staves. This looks like it's going to be a fantastic month for you, Virgo, and deservedly so. Wouldn't you agree? I think so. And finally, what's this one here? The Prince of Staves. Well, good heavens above. Why don't you come now and sit down next to me? We'll have a good close look at these cards together while I do the reading for you. There now, can you see? Oh, by the way, if you do want to have a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me, just check out the information in the box below. But have a look at the website anyway. I think it will you'll find in it a lot of information which I think you will find interesting. But now let's turn to these cards and see what was drawn first. This Ace of Cups. Well, let's have a look at the Ace of Cups. You'd have to say it's what? Let me have a look here and see what the image is telling me. Well, as the first flush of an emotion, the ace depicts the woman astride her fish, beautifully commingled with it, in fact. A mermaid and a woman all at once. Each fish, I suppose, in the cups represents the emotional entity of the characters, and the interactions between them illustrate the feelings which are behind them. Now, in this case, this woman cannot separate herself from her emotion. She identifies with it entirely, wouldn't even know who she was without it. And I think rather than recognizing a feeling as a transient state of being under which a coherent identity remains, like the earth beneath the sea, this woman's feeling defines her, fitting her into its own grand story. Love, fear, fury, pride. She is a conduit for the concept of emotion and acts out her part purely through expressing feeling. Ego as yet unformed. Now, this is really the Lord of the Root of Powers of Water, this card, mystically, as I see it. And I think people that are going to be important to you during this period are Sagittarius, Libra, Scorpio. The Cups suit embodies the experience of relationships, the pursuit of happiness, love, fulfillment, pleasure. But we can't have the experience of those things without their opposites. This is talking about love in its purest sense, abundance, possibly a new relationship, or the deepening of an existing relationship. You might hear of a birth or a pregnancy during this time. A degree of sensual passion that's around here. Emotional balance is available to be used and drawn upon by you, I think at least for the next 6 months. Now the cup of unconditional love is being offered to you, so will you drink from it? This is a good opportunity for new relationships, and it doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. It can be social relationships or business relationships. It's particularly good for those people involved in sales. But also, there is the opportunity here for romance, new romance, deepening of existing romances, can indicate a birth. The card represents unconditional love, and so we should also give and forgive unconditionally to get inner peace. Now you are in contact with all-embracing love. It fills you, and you can pass it on generously, lavishly to others. What is your way of expressing love? Let this card work on you for just a moment. It's interesting how images can imprint themselves on your subconscious, and say to yourself, all-encompassing love fills me and my environment. Of course, we all crave love, and love can hurt. Love has very many aspects to it. But I say that when love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him, even though the sword hidden among his feathers may wound you. And when love speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husks. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant, and then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. Love doesn't give anything but itself, and it doesn't take anything but from itself. Love doesn't possess, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. And when you love, you shouldn't say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And don't think that you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, it will direct your course. That is your destiny. Now let me have a look at this Five of Swords, which has popped into the picture. Such fantastic energy around here. This is really the odd one out. And let's see what there is here too. Obviously it's got a message. We'll see what the message is in due course, shall we? Let's have a look first at the imagery on there. Well, it's a mysteriously intact bridge bearing a line of people holding hands, and it becomes a plateau from which the chain of people are drawn up into the sky. The people grow larger and deform somewhat as they rise towards the top of this image. This is an escape that necessitates a transformation, I think, and an acquisition of more godlike cares and responsibilities, if I can put it that way. Now, the astrology of this particular card, where it is placed up here, is that of Venus ruling the first decan of Aquarius, 22nd to the 29th of January. Well, Venus rules Taurus, which is an earth sign. But here we have Venus coming in and ruling an air sign, because Aquarius is the fixed sign of air. Now, these two are at odds. They're at odds because Venus is a lover and not a fighter, whereas Aquarius is a rebel ruled by Uranus. And Aquarius is a fighter, usually for causes. So the individualistic, dispassionate nature of Aquarius clashes with Venus, which is the planet of relationships. I think that because there is a 5 here as well, for me, numerologically and mystically, I have associated with it the planet of Mars, that fiery, aggressive planet of Mars. And so I think that Venus is also overwhelmed by that fiery and dispassionate nature of Mars. So we don't have astrological harmony in this case. In some sense, I feel that this card is about fear, about fears of the future. And I think that this stems from things that have happened to you in the past, things that you've done, things that you may even feel guilty about, you know. This essential element of fear distorts your view of the present and of the unknown in your future. And I think that this is in some way repeated in the symbology of this card. Now, the 5 of Swords can sometimes relate to a betrayal or a sneak attack by somebody that you trust and don't suspect as being your enemy. Could be a jealous person who is sabotaging you behind your back. Now, the fear may be the result of losing control emotionally due to previous hurts from relationships, or about what you have done and reacted to in those relationships. Or it could be connected with the workplace where you've had a bad experience that stops you from expressing yourself fully as your confidence has become lost. Now, if you can let go of the feelings of fear and maybe feelings of guilt, then the energy bound up inside all of these people here is going to explode and work for you. Although Swords is mental, and I think it could be mental turmoil that you're going through, it can relate to the emotions because of the presence of Venus in the card. I think that this is a time where you are now ready to see your fear of not getting things done or things not working out or fear of defeat. Fear is actually irrational in nature, you know. That means it doesn't necessarily reflect the real situation. In fact, it invariably never does. And by recognizing this, you will set free all those energies which have been bound up in guilt and fear. If you are afraid to see control slipping out of your hands, remember, the feeling that you are in control is just an illusion. Seeing, understanding, accepting, and letting go of your fear will set you free. Maybe ask yourself, what do you associate in your life with the idea of defeat? And say to yourself this: I accept my fear, and I let it go. I am not my fears. It is safe for me to live without guarding and defending myself all the time. And when I feel afraid, I open my heart and I let love dissolve the fear. I think what this is also saying is that despite what you may believe, you can disappoint people and still be good enough. You can make mistakes and still be capable and talented. You can let people down and still be worthwhile and deserving of love. Everybody has disappointed someone that they care about. Everybody. Everyone messes up, lets people down, makes mistakes. Not because we are inadequate or fundamentally inept, but because we are imperfect and fundamentally human, and expecting anything different is just setting yourself up for failure, because nobody is perfect. Yep, and that is so true. Now let me also have a look at this card, the Lord of the Fire of the Word, which is, of course, the Sun. And here we have two people embracing it, obviously happening. This weather vane here, I think, speaks of consciousness going in all directions. And the benefic, magnificent benefics. Look, you should go on the playlist on my channel and actually have a look at astrology for beginners, because I do a shorter video on the sun and its spiritual meaning, if you have any interest in doing that. Now, this is talking to you about the sun being the source of life and represents success and abundance. And this is going to follow you in your life at present. This energy is going to get you through tough times. The sun will illuminate your path after what I think has been quite a difficult time for you, hasn't it? I think it has been. So embrace your goals and give it everything that you've got. And if you have had tough times, things are going to get better. Look at these two people here. They don't have a care in the world. They're not wrapped up with layers of negativity. Understand here that this is the time now where you can move mountains. Highly creative energy, awareness, fulfilled love relationships are about wisdom, spirituality, transformation. Now, I have found over my many years of spiritual practice that when a person is drawn to this card, it is an indication that issues of co-relationships and teamwork are also in the foreground. It can also be going into partnerships, involved in a creative partnership or project with others as well. It may well be a time of restructuring a long-standing relationship, and it is also a time when, I have to say, lovers can become friends. The fulfillment of your wishes is possible here and now. Relax and give yourself up to the dance. The right partners will find each other. What task or project is on the agenda for you now? Visualize the light and warmth of the sun in your chest and heart. And for the next few days, remind yourself several times daily that the sun is shining in and through you. And say to yourself, I work well in teamwork situations. I enjoy making contribution to group efforts. I am a cooperative person. And most importantly, I am in harmony with the divine light which fills me, sustains me, and guides me. Well, let's have a look at this Prince of Staves, shall we? Let's have a look at you. Wow, very unusual looking man, I think. He sort of looks like a madman, like all madmen. He is a vessel of creative energy, an agent of chaos whose value in looking at the world and at his place within it lies in its otherness. While he has a tenuous grasp on reality and is not himself able to grasp the truth, he is a source of it for others. He is a pawn in a larger universe and has a treasure of knowledge and esoteric insight buried within him, if only we know how to listen. Now, I call him the Prince of the Chariot of Fire. The people important to you are going to be Leo and Cancer, I think, around here. Now, these court cards can, of course, be of either gender. And I think that this suggests that during this period, you are going to be swift and strong. You may be quite impulsive. I'm getting a feeling of some violence. Could be violent, could be a violent mood. But you'll be just, noble, generous, and also have a sense of humor, I think. Now, he's the airy aspect of fire. Air and fire work together to create a great intensity. There can be a blossoming love here, intuitive creativity, a moving from out of the darkness and into light. It's a dynamic card with a very strong Leo influence around it. As I say, air and fire are complementary and very active. He stands for honesty and integrity and a strong sense of morality, I think. Now, he can represent a turning point, right, for you. When things have been going badly, this is a turning point. So you must use his energy and his enthusiasm to move on to better things with the same confidence that he has. He reminds you to re-engage in life and to be ready to tackle any challenges that could come your way, because you'll eventually overcome them, as this card here is going to show. I think that this card tells you to have a lust for life, to be generous, loyal, and maintain a sense of humor. You have all that you need. Don't let yourself be contained. Don't let yourself be slowed down. Life is prepared to receive you. Trust your boundless creative potential. Now, what challenges are present in your life right now? Spread your arms wide and breathe deeply into your heart and say to yourself, I love life and life loves me. Now, this promise that he gives you is contained in this card here, and it is the Lord of Victory. Now, the image here is rather abstract. So what can I gain from it? Well, the first thing I see is Jupiter ruling the second decan of Leo, the 3rd to the 12th of August. Now, Jupiter, as you probably know, is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines with the creativity of Leo. And so you have success in achieving your goals. Leo, and there's a 6 here, Leo is also ruled by the sun. Now, in this 6, in the numerology, I have a mystical association with the sun as well. I also have a spiritual association with Christ consciousness, with Krishna consciousness, and with the consciousness of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when he was dictated the Quran by the Archangel Gabriel. So there's a sun in the number 6, and there is the sun in Leo. And so we have really balance and harmony here. And Leo is giving you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter bestows an expansiveness and development upon you. You'll be feeling inspired to continue. You'll be obtaining recognition from others. And I have to tell you, I think it could well be the case that you may find that you quite enjoy being in the limelight. This is about victory. Victory. Now, 6 also about transition, movement, balance, solitude, and harmony. Jupiter, the planet of luck and expansion, binds itself with the creativity of Leo, so all your goals will be easily reached. But you know that the victory should not be achieved at the expense of others or unjustly set them at a disadvantage. The struggle must be won by fair means and should be put to the service of some good cause which benefits all involved. This is about victory over past troubles. Although you remember them, you will have defeated them, you will have overcome them and become stronger as a result. All is well. You've worked hard to get where you are now, and you deserve the rewards that are coming your way. You will have high self-confidence from Leo, so go forward and set new goals and improve your learning and understanding, which is the Jupiter aspect. So do what you are planning to do. This moment promises success. What do you really want to achieve? What does victory mean to you? Say to yourself, I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. Good job, Virgo. Well, that's the way it is for you this month. Gee, I'm a bit exhausted after that. I don't know how you feel. That was great. I really, it's kind of draining though, isn't it, this business? I really enjoyed doing that for you, and I'm glad that you were able to participate along with me. It's been great to do it with you, and I'm looking forward to more in the future. But until that time, remember this and remember one thing only, and it is that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.